The Labor Party has finally released its climate change policy. They waited until Parliament was finished. Everybody had left Canberra. They pushed personal attacks and grubby politics while Parliament was sitting, avoiding the policy debates. But now that Parliament is not sitting, they've been happy to pop out their climate policy, hoping it might get less attention that way, because the crucial point here is that Labor have fallen for the sucker punch again. The same sucker punch that's cost them dearly in the last 4 elections, promising too much on climate action. This is going to hurt Labor badly in the regions, in Queensland, in the Hunter Valley and in the suburbs where, unlike inner city hipsterville, family households actually fret over the size of their electricity bills. There are 2 key points to the policy revealed today by Labor. First, it promises, as all these pie-in-the-sky climate plans do, that there will be more renewable energy, lower emissions, plenty of electricity at lower costs and generating more jobs. Bit of magic pudding, bit of everything. The fact that nobody anywhere in the world has ever been able to deliver this doesn't stop them promising this nonsense all over again. But the second part of today's announcement is the 2030 target, which was always going to be the big difference between the 2 parties for the upcoming election. The coalition government took a target of 28% reductions, that is greenhouse gas emissions reductions, to the last election, and it's sticking by that target, although it says current projections show it'll end up delivering cuts of more like 30%. Labor took 45% to the last election, and that was exposed as too drastic, too costly and too risky for the economy, according to voters. But while they dumped Bill Shorten, Labor has now essentially kept his emissions reduction target. Their new target for 2030 is 43%, just 2% lower than 3 years ago. Not enough to make it any less challenging economically. So there's a substantial difference between the parties again on this medium-term emissions reductions target. Listen to how Anthony Albanese characterises the difference in the proposed outcomes.
We think the difference between what we are putting forward here and the government's position is that if we are successful next year, we'll be able to go to an international climate change conference and not be in the naughty corner.
I mean, really? We do this to our economy. We juggle billions, jeopardise industries, play chicken with energy costs, threaten regional jobs and communities, just to join in with the cool kids at these loopy climate conferences? Did Albo not notice what an abject failure Glasgow turned out to be? Dear oh dear. Labor's plan includes incentives for electric cars, of course, and spending $20 billion on electricity infrastructure to make it easier for more renewables to join the grid. Sounds easy, doesn't it?
The modelling shows that Labor's policy will reduce emissions by 43% by 2030, and Australia's electricity market will be 82% renewable under the policies of an Albanese Labor government.
82% renewable? This is deeply worrying stuff. Not because it doesn't sound nice, not because we wouldn't all want maximum renewable energy if that could work, but because this hasn't worked anywhere yet. We just don't have the methods of storing electricity so that we're able to rely on renewables to that extent. Batteries can't do it, and they cost a bomb for what they can do. Remember, it's not just me saying this. The International Energy Agency says we don't have the technology to deliver the high levels of renewable energy required for net zero. Still, Labor insists that more power, lower emissions, more jobs and lower prices can all be delivered as some kind of green energy nirvana.
Well, I don't think, I know. I know because we have done the modelling.
Ah, the modelling. Just like the climate change modelling that's always been wrong to the high side.